Hello. So today I want to look at a couple of ways that we can live with our inner critic in a bit of a more of a helpful way. Um, Often this voice in our head can not be particularly nice to us. Mine uses lots of swear words, and it can seem as if it's motivating us. And without us, I don't know, get all soft and just stay on the sofa the whole time. Um, but actually, it can have a massive impact over particularly what we think we can and can't do, and how I think open we are to put ourselves out there for stuff. Because a lot of the pain we can experience when we perceive that mistakes have happened actually come from ourselves. They come from our own internal feedback. So, a couple of ideas about how you can live with your inner critic a bit more easily are firstly to think about it as the part of you that is trying to keep you safe. It might be doing it in a not so helpful way, by being mean. Like, how is it trying to keep you safe? But often the things that it's saying, don't don't make a tit of yourself. Don't I can't believe that you said that thing. It's trying to warn you so that you don't do it again. So it's trying to create this connection between thought and emotion, which we know when we've got that really strong fuse between the two, and we really kind of feel it in our gut, we know that we're going to remember it. So it's trying to remind you of the stuff from the past that it doesn't want you to repeat, the stuff that you found painful, and also to warn you about the future and what might happen and prepare you for the future. So its intention is to try and keep you safe. The way it does it is in a not so pleasant way. And often what we do is we try and push that voice away. Understandably, we don't like to feel that way. And often that pushing away actually causes more challenges for us, because we know that when we push something away, when we try and ignore it, when we try and fight with it, actually it ends up getting stronger. And so it's doing the opposite than we want it to do. So an alternative way to look at it is to think about what that fearful part of you actually needs. So if you were dealing with, a child or a friend or a pet who was scared, how would you be with it? Would you be ignoring it? Would you be fighting with it? Would you be saying, oh, I can't believe you're saying that stuff? Would you be kind of dismissing what it's saying or what they are saying? I don't think you would. And I think so, using that knowledge of how you would be with other people who are scared, we can then look at that part of ourselves and be a little bit more compassionate. So, yeah, I know you're scared, or I know I know you're worried about me, but it's okay. And I think there's something about when we acknowledge the fear behind those concerns, instead of making it more powerful, actually we can settle it a little bit. So really simple, actually, acknowledging and I guess normalizing as well that this is really normal. It's really, really kind of expected that when we put ourselves out there, when we do something new, that we're going to have some kind of internal dialogue. It's lovely to think that we would have an internal dialogue that was just like, yeah, you're going to be amazing, it's going to be great. But the reality is that understandably, there's also this voice going, and what if it goes wrong? And what if you make an idiot of yourself? And how's that going to be? So I think there's something really powerful with acknowledging that's a really natural, expected thing to happen. And also that it's a part of you that's scared, and acknowledging that and saying it's okay that you're scared. It's not going to stop me, but I see you, I hear you. And the second thing I think is, when I'm working with clients who are looking to make changes in their life, often we're looking at what are the small changes that you can make. I think often our instinct is to make a big change all at once. You know, we want to go and I want things to be different. I want to feel different. Apologies, I'm looking after a dog. I can hear him moving about in the background. So we want to kind of take it all on at once. We want things to be different. We've got this idea about how we want to be, how we want our life to be, whether that's health or maybe something we want to achieve in our lives. And we can try and do too much at once. And then that kind of, understandably, it creates this intense kind of fear in us. Our mind starts going, hey, hang on, you know, there's a lot changing here. And so I think there's something really powerful about when we do one thing at a time, we're also helping our mind, because we're helping it to get used to this pushing out of our comfort zone or this change in our identity. So we're not scaring it with loads of stuff at the same time. We're actually building its understanding of the new us and the new world and about what's possible in a more kind of stable way, rather than it being like, oh yeah, you've said that before, that you're going to do all these changes and make everything, you know, different. And you know, I've heard that before, and I don't think you're going to succeed. And so I think there's something as well about just allowing ourselves to make small changes and show ourselves that it's possible and build that confidence and you know, grow at a rate that actually doesn't trigger that much of a fear response in us, because that just becomes the normal way that we do things. So that's it for me on the inner critic, for me and AJ, the dog, on the inner critic. And if you've got any questions, please do give me a shout.